So let's talk about values, the absolute foundation of who we are and what we stand for. Values, they shape our decisions. They influence our relationships. They guide our ambitions, and they ultimately define the kind of life that we lead. When our actions align with our values, we're gonna feel at peace and proud of ourselves. And when they don't, that's when we experience guilt, stress, and confusion. So a great starting point is to look at our character traits. So we have this exercise, and I think it's really gonna help you. So we've got a few hundred positive character traits, almost the same number of negative ones, and even some neutral traits. What I want you to do is go through this list and just circle anything that you aspire to, anything that connects with you, really anything that you place value on. For example, it might be something like adventurous or intelligent. So just go through the list, and you might end up circling 10, 20, even 30 of these positive traits. Then, when you get to the negative ones, you're gonna do exactly the same thing. Now, hopefully you don't find more negative ones than positive ones, but I can just about guarantee that you're gonna come across some negative traits that resonate with you, that sort of embody you. And once we've done that, we're gonna narrow down this list to our top 5 or so, the ones that truly light you up. These are the traits we're going to prioritize because, well, they represent how we wanna show up in the world. They become like our guiding stars. And we're gonna do the same thing for the negative traits. So what are the 5 worst or most prominent negative traits that you have? The goal here is simply to pay attention to these traits, to be aware of them and cognizant of the fact that we aren't perfect. From there, we're gonna weave these character traits into a personal value system that's gonna inform and guide every aspect of our life. And that's where a framework like the one we use at Freedomology really comes into play. At Freedomology, we focus on 3 pillars. So health, finances, and relationships. And under each pillar, we dig deeper and identify what matters most. For me, mental health is the foundation. It's the core. It sets the stage for everything else. And physical health is super important too, because when my body feels strong, I'm more confident, I'm more energetic, ready to engage with the world. And then there's also environmental health. My surroundings influence my mood, my productivity. So I value creating environments that energize rather than drain me. And money, well, that's important too, because it's a tool that grants me freedom. So income is super important. Having income producing assets allow me to reclaim my time and actually do what I love to do. And I value independence, which is simply the ability to make choices aligned with my values, to do what's important to me with who I want to do it with. And ultimately, I value impact. This is using my finances, my freedom to create programs, to build communities, to share insights and improve other people's lives. And then relationships, well, this area is huge. I value a direct personal relationship with my Creator, with God, Jesus, because it grounds me in love, purpose, and humility. And relationships with others, my wife, my kids, my family, my friends, well, that is the true source of happiness. That's a never-ending well that you can tap into if you are developing these good relationships. I mean, the best part about life is experiencing the world with people we love. And that's why relationships are just so important. I place such a high value on them. What about relationship with self, right? If you can't love yourself, how do you love other people? A lot of us don't even know we have a relationship with ourselves. So it's this epiphany, it's this aha for many of us, but you absolutely need to encourage and grow that relationship. So these 3 things, these values and traits, they form what we call the framework. I'm not just interested in these things, I'm committed or crazy about them. They reflect what I believe in, what excites me, what lights a fire inside. Adventure, psychology, nature, travel, history. These are passions of mine that make me different than maybe you. These things are good for my spirit. They shape how I see myself and the world. And ultimately, that's really what a value system is. It's a deeply personal set of guiding principles that are going to help you make decisions congruent with who you are and who you want to be. And it's not about being perfect, it's about clarity and direction. When you know your core values, when you understand truly what you cherish and what you refuse to tolerate, you can build a life that feels authentic and meaningful. So here's your action step. Identify your top positive traits and choose 5 that truly connect with you. And then I think it's important to acknowledge these few negative traits that may be holding us back. Then reflect in the core areas of your life. Could be health, finances, relationships like us. See how your traits support or hinder you from having success in these areas. And then you're going to create your own framework, something that you can revisit often. What you create today might evolve or change a little bit in the future, but it's always going to remind you who you are and why you do what you do.